Welcome to my new video. This video is about Queens Gambit Declined. This is very solid defense against d4 opening. Many grandmasters use this defense. I need you to understand something. Doesn't matter if you learn opening or defense. You don't need to memorize all variations. All you need to do is to understand position, to understand the concept of the game. If you will understand this, then bingo, the game will go on and you will see results. The idea of Queen's Gambit Decline is to play d4, d5, and then white will play c2, c4. Looks like white is sacrificing this pawn, but let me show you what will happen if black will take this pawn. Right now, we don't have Queen's Gambit Declined because black took pawn on c4. This is Queen's Gambit accepted. I don't want you to think that white is losing pawn because white will try to play e2, e4 or e3, and we will take this pawn later. So let's see if black will try to defend this pawn by b7, b5. We can advance our pawn a2, a4. And if black take, like disaster, we take both pawns. So the only way for black is to defend. So let's say we take. What's happening if black take? Then you take rook and white is winning. So let's go back. If black defends with pawn c6, white will take, black will take, and you can move your knight to c3. And this position is excellent for white, and black will be behind development, and white will enjoy playing. So let's go back. Why we want to play Queen's Gambit Decline? Because black don't want to take this pawn. Black wants to move pawn e7 to e6. So now white will continue with knight c3 to put more pressure on d5 square, plus white is preparing to advance pawn in front of the king e2 to e4. Pawn e2 to e4. So black will stop this threat immediately by playing knight f6. Knight f6 is like double purpose. You protect your pawn on d5, and you also taking control of e4 square. So white will advance bishop mostly to g5. An idea for black is to advance pieces on king side as soon as possible and castle. So the next move will be bishop e7. White will continue with knight, and black has many options here. Can play h6, bishop will go to h4, or bishop will take pawn, and of course bishop takes, and then e3, castle, bishop d3, or let's go back. Black can play immediately castle, and after e3, then you can play h6, or you can play knight d7. Like I said before, the idea for black is to develop pieces on king side and castle as soon as possible. You guys will see right now that black is already after castle, and white still have bishop on f1, so it's not able to castle. So idea for black will be to develop now queenside, prepare to advance pawn to c5. We can do this by b6 and then c5, or by c5, or by knight d7. Let's see this, how sample game will continue. Bishop, bishop, rook, knight, castle, and pawn c5. So you guys see what is the idea for black. We attacking on queen side, castle on king side, and pawn on c4 we can take if it's okay to take. Sometimes when bishop goes to d3, you can take this pawn, so it looks like white will lose tempo by moving bishop d3 and then moving bishop to c4. Let me show you few traps so you will avoid making mistakes. If white play d4, d5, c4, e6, regular moves knight c3, knight f6, bishop g5, bishop e7, and if white will take pawn on d5, of course you take, then regular move e3, and instead of castle, if you do c6 move, then if white go with queen to c2, let's say that you have some smart idea to play knight here to e4, white will take, queen takes, and now instead of knight takes e4, knight will take pawn on d5. And if black takes with pawn on c6, d5, then queen will target c8 check, and white is winning. So this is like simple trap that you need to avoid. Okay, let's see second trap. If white will continue playing, and it's almost the same setup. White takes on d5, black takes, white play, and now castle, bishop d3. If you will make now b6 move, this is mistake. Better is h6. But let me show you why b6 is bad move. White will take on f6, of course bishop take, and now queen is coming to h5. The reason why white will take advantage because of this position, because pawn is not on h6. Now queen and bishop is attacking h7 square. So the next move, Let's say that I will just develop my bishop here, just example. So then queen will come to h7, checkmate. So the only way to defend this checkmate is to advance pawn on g6, and queen will take d5, and white is pawn ahead, and this rook is under attack. So of course we have to take, and white take, and white is winning. So you guys need to be aware of this kind of position. All you need to do is to remember what is idea, how to play this, develop pieces, castle, queen, king side. And if this bishop is on a g5, let me go back. You just play this h6 move. This move is very, very important in Queen's Gambit Declined. I understand that this video is about Queen's Gambit Declined, but if you watch my video about French defense, which one, let me remind you, e4, e6, d4, d5, and you like to play French defense with black pieces, after move d4, you can trick white, and you can, instead of reply d5, you can reply e6. Who knows? If you prefer to play French defense, and if white will reply with e4, then of course d5, and you end up playing French defense instead of Queen's Gambit Declined. So chess is full of possibilities. You can trick your opponent, you can play your own game. You just play what you want to play, not what your opponents want you to play. So you just need to remember this. Always play your game. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I will post more videos soon. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.